Heart and Soul miniseries, Adventurelands, Part 12. As soon as we got outside, I saw Canine take a deep breath and let it out quickly. Then, with a big grin spreading across his dopey face, he started sniffing the air all around him. It was an undeniably cute expression, somewhere between a little kid and a giant puppy. When we arrived at the target range, I was surprised by how lifelike the dummies looked. They looked like various monsters and came in every shape and size. Closest to the school were giant monsters. Then each target got respectively smaller, all the way down to a few tiny flying insects on the far end. There was even a human in the middle of them all, I guess mostly for people that were pissed off at a classmate or colleague. Okay, since this is a class of unusuals, let's get started with something that anyone can do, and is as versatile as your magic and body can allow a spell to be. We will start with a push spell. Everyone has the same input commands for this one. First, envision the energy. I recommend exercising as much caution as possible while you do so, since your attack will be as focused as you are. Once you have the spell set in your mind, while moving the controller in your primary hand towards the target, press the A button on top of it. I could hear harsh laughter from the back of the group, even before I figured out the hard way what it was all about. A moment later, I was shoved hard from behind by a wall of people who had been similarly shoved by someone else. There hadn't been any magic involved, just someone strong pushing from the back of the group. Since I was at the front of the group, I started to fall. Luckily, Mr. Peralta caught me. He was a lot stronger than I expected from his tiny frame. That's not funny, Max. You may be the only son of the pressure line, but that doesn't give you free rein to act in any way that endangers my class. One more outburst like this, and it'll be detention. And, just for that, you get to tell the class what to watch for when a player is getting ready to cast a spell at you. Max's tone came out so flat that it was impossible to tell if he was just placating the man or if he was trying to form a plan to kill Mr. Peralta. Yes, Mr. Peralta. In order for a player to cast magic, they have to push their controller forwards with one arm, then turn it 90 degrees like an old analog key. After they do that, they'll see something we won't. They can choose any spell they have the MP to cast from that invisible display. Once they've done all that, they just need to use their controllers to aim. Sir. Mr. Peralta nodded once, then said, Now, everyone, pick a dummy and start practicing. You can share dummies, they are mostly illusion anyway. Even if you work together, you won't be able to do them any damage. If anyone can manage to actually break one, it means that you are somehow stronger than the headmaster herself. If so, watch out. She might try to steal your body, so she can use you like a sock puppet to keep ruling over the school eternally. Everyone stared blankly at him for a few moments before he added, It was a joke, people. Come on, lighten up. I let out a half-hearted pity laugh, which he seemed to appreciate. When K9 went to the biggest dummy, I followed him without thinking. After a second, I noticed Kat was following us as well. Her gaze was constantly shifting, very suspiciously between us. As I walked, I wondered what I was doing. I didn't have any reason to follow him, but I was doing it anyway. When he stopped at the biggest dummy, I went to the one next to it. Kat followed behind me. Far too close for comfort, glaring at me suspiciously the entire time. I gripped my invisible controllers as tightly as I could, and calmly created an image in my mind about what I wanted to happen. I cocked my arm and put my thumb over what was supposed to be the A button. As I was about to try unleashing my magic for the very first time, a massive burst of pressure shot out from the far end of the line. Even from where I stood, it was so strong I could feel it in every bone in my body. The ridiculous spell struck the tiniest dummy with perfect accuracy, momentarily flattening it into the ground. The blast was echoed by an almost equally loud roar from the boys cheering for Max.